Hey YouTube, Brian, LCS. Thanks for stopping by the channel. And this video, overpriced comics. Buyers beware. So this all started recently with with this book, The Demon #1. This is, I think, the third volume of the series from DC. And it wasn't exactly this book, but it was more the price tag that was on the back of this book. Near mint from 1990 for $12. And it really got me to think about prices of books. Now we're going to get into this book, but I've got a couple other examples that I randomly pulled from YouTube, a couple of YouTube auctions, and I want to check values. Are books that people are selling, whether it's Instagram, YouTube, whatnot, are they overpriced? So let's take a look at our first example. Up first, we have 3 Star Wars books from 1977 original Marvel series, issues 65, issue 60, and issue 93. As you can see, the buyer had these for an $8, $10, and $8 price, a total of $26 for this lot. Now, you'll hear things that buyers will often say, obviously we have some newsstand editions. They'll talk about the condition of the book, whether there's first appearances. But those things don't necessarily mean that the book has more value. First appearances don't guarantee a book to have a big value. And these books are relatively priced, but let's actually take a look at their fair market value via cover price and eBay. So we can see cover price lists this book at fair market value in a 9.0 to 9.4 of $7. And we see a last sale on eBay for $7 as well. So his $8 mark is pretty spot on. So Star Wars issue 60 in a newsstand. Cover price has it at a $5 fair market value in a 7.0 to 8.5. And we see a recent sale on eBay at $3.95. So the seller had it priced at $10, a little bit more expensive than you can fetch the book for. And the final Star Wars book, issue number 93. And we see the fair market value from cover price at $7 and a recent sale on eBay at $8. So the seller had it marked as $8, so pretty much spot on for this one. So when we look at the overall price for these 3 books, the seller sold them for $26, and the fair market value, according to cover price and eBay, is $19. So a little bit overpriced, $7 overpriced, but within the ballpark. But still, you could have saved yourself some money picking these books up elsewhere. Now our next example is from another auction, and we have 2 X-Men books, issue 111, which is a pence variant, a UK variant, and then issue 123. And these were listed for $100 as a starting bid and eventually sold for more than that. But let's take a look at the fair market value on both of these books. So issue 111 has a fair market value from cover price of $35. And then if we take a look at a recent sale on eBay, we have a $44.99 price tag. So let's call it, we'll take the higher of the two, we'll call it $45. Now for X-Men issue 123, we see cover price has a fair market value of $21 for 5.0 to 6.5. And then we see a recent sale of $15 on eBay. So we'll split that somewhere in the middle. We'll say $20 price tag, not really knowing the condition from the auction. So these books sold for a final price of $130 for these 2 books. And if we compare that to the fair market value, we're about $65. So you definitely could have saved some money if you had time to do some research and look these books up. But in a live auction, in the heat of the moment, you certainly overpaid for these 2 books. So as you can see, kind of mixed results there, right? We had those 3 Star Wars books that were kind of right on target price-wise. And then we had the two X-Men books that were really well overpriced. Almost you paid almost exactly double in an auction to what you could have found them somewhere else on eBay. And that's one of the things that I think you need to keep in mind when purchasing books in these live auctions. A lot of times you don't have the ability, unless you have that knowledge off the top of your head, to the ability to do the research because you're in this fast-paced auction. Whatnot is probably the worst case of that because you have 10, 15, 20, 30, whatever it is. The timer's counting down and you need to make a quick decision. So you don't have the ability to go and do the research. And so, that's why I prefer obviously buying books in person. And then places like eBay where you can kind of spend some time. You can take your time, do your research, make sure that you're getting a good deal. My comic shop is another place that you can do that. But these live, fast-paced auctions, sometimes you just don't have the ability to do that. And we saw that in those examples that I showed you. So let's take a look at this book, The Demon, #1. Like I said, this is the third volume. And it's got a price sticker on from a seller who I bought from in the past and who I generally trust. Great quality books. But this near mint $12 price got me thinking. And I did some research, and so let's take a look. So you can see Cover Price has this book listed in 7.0 to 8.5 with a $3 FMV, and a recent sale on eBay. This book sold for $2.99. So you can see definitely overpriced compared to the sticker on the back of the book. So you can see this book is well overpriced. This $12 sticker, and this is typically more the auctions, it's a buy it now. And so you're paying $9 more than what this book is really going for right now, and where you can find it in multiple spots, for $3. And so it's the idea of being caught up in the auction, or like I said, not being able to do that research. So that's what I got for you today. What do you guys think? Am I, and I understand this is a small sample. We're talking 6 different books, and we've kind of had mixed results. Star Wars books were priced, pretty close to what they're going for, and the X-Men books were well overpriced. And this book, is well overpriced compared to the sticker and the seller and what they valued this book at. So, what do you guys think? Am I totally missing the mark here, or are there a lot of sellers out there that are overpricing their books and taking advantage of the situation because it's a live auction that you just don't have the ability to do your homework and really consider whether you're getting a fair deal or not? So let me know. Love to hear your thoughts. But that's what I got for you today. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you soon.